Thompson was born and raised in the city of Buffalo. He is a graduate of Sweeney with a degree in history. Senator Thompson became a member of the Buffalo Common Council in 2001. In 2006, he was elected to the New York State Senate. He represents the 60th Senate District, which includes the cities of Buffalo, Niagara Falls, and Tonawanda, and the town of Grand Island. Senator Thompson is serving his first year as chairman of the Environmental Conservation Committee, after having previously served as the ranking member of the committee. His work in a short period of time includes many noticeable positive changes. He held 2 hearings on the bottle bill prior to the budget, a step that has been lacking in recent years. And here's a really important note. Senator Thompson has also adopted a new policy of allowing groups on both sides of an issue to speak to the committee before it considers a controversial bill. His greatest accomplishment this year has come as part of the state budget, with the EPF and bottle bill expansion being the biggest successes. Senator Thompson has also introduced legislation dealing with climate change, brownfields, the banning of bisphenol A, BPA, in children's products, and phosphorus in cleaning and lawn products. Senator Thompson, if you would come up, we would like to present you with our Legislator of the Year Award. Brian Reuter's here to...
It looks very nice. Let me first thank you for the opportunity to be here today, and I want you to know that yes, I am in the Senate, but I'm a very strong, aggressive progressive, and I'm an activist legislator. And prior to this bottle bill being passed, I had so many of my colleagues who said it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. He must be crazy. And I just, I come out of Citizen Action. I'm not sure if you are familiar with Citizen Action of New York, but I come out of Citizen Action. I've also come out of student activism at Sweeney. And so one of the things that I campaigned on when I first ran for state senate back in 2006 was on environmental justice, because I really believe in the progressive cause of social, economic, environmental, or racial justice. That's just who I am, that's what I believe in. And so fighting for the bottle bill that was something that, to me, was going to happen. The key was about making the issue one of the defining points of getting the budget passed. And that's one of the things through legislative strategy, I believe, is how do you position an issue to become one of the defining issues of the legislative process. And we were very successful, I think, at doing that, because the governor had put it in the budget. It had passed the Assembly a number of times. The advocates were just phenomenal in being everywhere, giving information, doing the research. Our leader, Malcolm Smith, gave me the latitude to do a number of things. He could have come out and opposed to the bill. He did not do that. It was the staff was allowed to do everything they can to provide support to making us be successful. And once the things that we knew that we had in our favor, number one, that the bottle bill had been surveyed by public opinion polls, as you all know, numerous times. And despite all of the controversy around this past budget, this recent budget, you didn't hear about people screaming about the bottle bill. So you had basically the insiders, the lobbyists, the bottlers, the distributors, who were the only ones really crying about the bottle bill. In fact, when we really got to the heated debate the last few days, I asked a couple of members and said, you've got all these emails and calls. How many people that are not lobbyists or bottlers or distributors or wholesalers or somebody that receives money from this industry have actually called your office about it, sent you an email, or sent you a letter? Well, I asked about 6 or 7 people. Not one of them said that they had received a note or a call or a complaint. So that really helped us as well. And I think that the other issue is that it just made good sense. I know someone, they will remain nameless, who was against the expansion of the bottle bill, but felt that it was wrong for the bottlers to keep all the nickels. So while they were against the bill, the expansion, they were also opposed to the bottlers keeping the money, because that person felt, and you probably remember at this meeting, but I don't want to say their name, that this member said that they really were opposed to the fact that these bottlers were able to keep their money since the 80s. They just thought it was shameful that they actually should be charged, and they should actually have to owe the state money. So I really felt that we had made progress through organizing all the groups did a phenomenal job on that. I would also say that this year on the EPF, I think that was kind of like a no-brainer as well, that everyone came together on that issue. I think we have some things that we have to work on now with the Environmental Protection Fund. We got to develop a repayment program. We'd like to try to see us have something, if not by June, by the first couple of weeks of January, to have some bill, or to have the governor put something in his bill for next year's budget. The other thing deals with getting the money out the door, which is another major reform issue that needs to take place, to get the money out, not only repayment, but getting that money out a lot faster. In terms of working in the Senate now, I think green is cool now. It's cool to be green. And I have a staff member, his name is Bill Novak. When I first met him in January of 1996, he was working on all these green things. And I tease him sometimes, he doesn't remember half of the things that went on 10 years ago or so. But I remember, because I was 26 years of age, just getting into local politics, and I used to watch and observe and see these different things. But being green is cool now. And you talk to young people, you talk to people of different groups, different age groups, they understand about the environment. They may not know every type of chemical and all the different technical nuances, but people understand that if it's good for the environment, more than likely it's good for me. And so that's one of the things that we have on our side. And so when we look at this legislative session and the sessions to come, we just got to continue to push. You got a president right now who's pushing the environment. You have the House and the Senate on the federal level that are pushing an aggressive agenda, which will make our traditional opposition here at the state level understand that if it doesn't get done here, it's going to get done in Washington, so we might as well help lead the way. In addition to that, New York has to regain its position as a leader on these issues. I mean, you have Vermont, who did climate change before New York. You have other big states and mid-sized states that are leading the way. And my message is really simple. New York must assume its rightful place in setting a higher standard on the environment. We can do both. We can create jobs and we can protect our environment. So whether it's on climate change or our bill that's been languishing for years, which is seeker standing, which developers are saying, oh, this is going to make sure that this is going to prevent development from ever taking place in New York again. I mean, some of the things that I hear, it's unbelievable. It's totally absurd. I'm sure you all heard that, but I want you to know that Democrats taking over the Senate has been helpful. It's been extremely helpful. Yes, we still need to get a few more seats. We need to get about 2 or 3 more seats so we can do some even more robust bills. But the fact that we are in a majority now, that we can now have public debate, have official hearings on issues in anywhere in the state, from clean air. We're going to do hearings on clean air and clean water this year, on wetlands, something that's languished for years. We will have statewide hearings and roundtables on wetland protection. And you name it. These issues have been literally suffocated in this legislature because they could never get through the Senate. And now with your help, and I think if you all are even more vigilant as we move into the 2010 elections, we've got to put the environment front and center. And I've talked with Laura Hyde, I've talked with Morris and everyone about on so many issues that we really have to get more aggressive about. Really, and we've got to get activists and funders from all over the state to really start looking for more environmentally friendly candidates and really get behind them as best as we can. Because if we can do that, the issues that we pass this year will just be the beginning. So I want to thank you, and I didn't mean to go too long, but you know I'm an activist. So. Sure, I can take a few before I go check it this.